Hey guys, this is going to be a bit of a free-flowing, whatever comes to mind type spiel. For those of you who are going through some kind of hell, some kind of depression, anxiety, debilitating anxiety, mental health issues, malaise, melancholy, you're continually depressed, you're not happy, you have intense social anxiety, you have intense general anxiety. For those of you going through shite, just wanted to say that it does get better. It can get better, like it has for me. I've been through the darkest moments of facing my own deep depressions and social fears and feeling like I had no control over my life, that things were never going to change. I was on many occasions too scared to head out of the house, to go to social events, and I hid and I avoided and I kept myself hidden from the world. And I've been depressed. I've had intense anxiety during social situations at work where I would blank out briefly because it was so intense. I've had depression through school. I've had bullying. I've been through quite a lot of crap, but I've been through lots of good things as well. But I know, through having been through my own experiences and seeing the dark and getting that sense that how can things possibly change, and I don't have the control, I don't have the power, I'm not like most people, I'm different to people because I don't have those special skills that other people have. And I've thought all of these thoughts, and I've been through intense phases of heavy rumination and obsessive thinking where I thought that things just couldn't get into control and I couldn't get on top of things. But I have been able to turn things around quite dramatically, and I feel so much more lifted and in control and responsible and like a leader of my own life and in ownership of my own decisions. And I just feel genuine joy more than I feel low. And that's a hell of a lot different to how it was. And I wanted to tell you that it is possible to change. There isn't a need to spiral down any further. And if you've gotten really low, the only way is up now. So see it in that way. You need to be committed to I guess the word is development. It's taking certain actions that bit by bit, step by step, one step after the other, and over that hill, it is going to be a bit of a struggle for many to go from being controlled by your negative thoughts and believing those lies that you have told yourself and others have told you who don't know you. It's a struggle and it will be a challenge. But you need to grasp on whatever ray of light there is that says tomorrow could be better. Have faith and have hope that because you're a human being like I am, and you're human like anyone else who's been through the darkness and the worst patches, and they have been able to get through it, and they've been able to turn their lives around in a way that achieves consistent feeling okay. And of course, we're all human. Nobody has perfect days every day. That's just ludicrous. You know, I wake up sometimes worried about the future, of course, like anyone else. But I know that through my looking for continual development and keeping my head above the water, even though the storms were thrashing and the weights were seemingly on my legs, pulling me down. You have to find that ray of hope. You have to hold on to that sliver of light. You have to find a way of interpreting the world in a positive way. And it starts with getting rational about things and challenging those negative beliefs that you have and challenging the idea that you are inept and unworthy. You're a miracle, really. And you have to understand that. You have to understand that, as inept that you might think yourself to be, you've got to see the truth that it's not true. You have to see that irrationality in a lot of what you've been thinking And you cannot take what other people have criticized you for at face value, because no one knows who you are. Only you know yourself, and you know that you've been probably filling your head with negativity and probably maltreating your body. There's a lot of things you can do, and this is stuff I talk about in many of my other videos, so make sure that you watch those as well. There are so many things you can do to bit by bit gradually put your arm up on the next rung of the ladder to move upwards into the light, out of that cave that you're in. Diet alone can knock off and knock out a huge amount of that darkness very quickly, just by committing to a new diet, low sugar, high saturated fat. A lot of what we've been told has been lies. Don't listen to the media. Don't even listen to your doctor who's doing it to make more money for themselves. I'm sorry to say, but this is getting closer to the truth now. Many doctors are great people, of course, but you've got to be very careful about what the mainstream is telling you. And, think about how things can be changed to more appropriately match your true nature as a human. There are so many things that you're probably doing that you're not even aware of, that can be chipped away at to slowly but surely bring more light into the cave by chipping away some of that surface rock material that can be taken down. There are many things you can do, and simply by not allowing your head to drop below the waterline and continually committing, no matter how painful it is, to developing yourself and lifting yourself up, you have to find a way to stay committed no matter how tired you are. It's that moment in the movie, isn't it, where the character is on his last strings and the other guy is saying, "Get up, you can't die now, you can't let us go now." You have to find that last breath and sit up on it, and then sit up on that breath, and then let those other breaths carry you forward. You've got to find whatever ray that you can find, and I know that you can find it because you have had moments in your life that have been good. You have had moments in your life that have demonstrated to you what is possible. Have you ever had a moment where you knew how connected you were to the world? You knew how powerful it was to be simply who you were, without any labels, without any subjective, opinionated thoughts applied to who you are, and simply just relished in being someone who miraculously came to being. And isn't that enough as a foundation? You know that, underneath those layers that you've piled onto yourself, there are rays of hope, and there are little glimpses of positivity and rational ways of thinking about yourself in a way that is positive, in a way that lifts you up. So cling on to those things, commit to self-development slowly but surely. You will get there, no matter how bad it feels. I'm just telling you this because I had a moment of inspiration, and I wanted to make sure that those of you who are really struggling, like I have in the past, and many of us have gone through total hell and have managed to turn it around. And actually, there was an interesting quote I came up the other day, something along the lines of, our greatest joy or our greatest passion is found where our wounds are. So our wounds, where we've had the greatest pains, they are going to dictate where our passions and where our life can be turned around. Our wounds are our hinges on which we can build a really amazing life. So have some gratitude, as hard as it may seem, for the darker sides to your life, because those are the things that are going to drive you. Once you've gotten on that foundation, you've gotten onto that platform, and step by step, rung by rung, you can start to lift yourself up, and then you can start using those terrible moments, those traumatic moments, those difficult moments as a positive. For example, my anxiety growing up and the suffering that I went through has really driven me now to helping other people in the same way that I'm, like I'm doing now through this video. It's given me a whole new lease on life to know that I'm able, through my own real life experience, I'm now able to help other people who are feeling the same things that I felt. So know that your darknesses and your bad experiences, as ugly as they are and as unfair as they seem, do hide within them nuggets of tremendous power for you. And actually you should, I don't want to say should, that's a strong word, but I think a lot of people who live very comfortable, sheltered lives are suffering as well, because they haven't got anything life transforming that they have been through that they can now use to really propel themselves even further into amazing new frontiers. So think about it in that way as well. But more than anything, just give yourself a break. Focus on the positive, immerse yourself in positive ideas as hard as it is. Step by step, start learning about and start becoming aware of all the things you can do, because things are possible. It is possible to change. Get away from the drugs, get away from the medicines, get away from all the bullshit that your doctor's telling you. Go away from the mainstream and follow channels like mine and other people's who don't necessarily have huge numbers of followers, but tell you things in an alternative way. So for the guys out there, one of the most powerful things for me has been quitting porn. Another one has been simply slowing down and getting myself out there and through a process of desensitization, facing my fears and getting exposure. Improving my diet, so cutting out the carbs and the sugars and alcohol and smoking and things like that really, really make big differences and can take big chunks out of that dark cave that you're sitting in. So know that it's possible, know that things can change, have hope, hang in there. And if you want to chat, send me an email, alex@alexmathers.net. The link is below. Happy to help, happy to talk, and do subscribe. Do like this if you liked it, and I'll see you in the next video.